Hey, Vinny.
Hey, Jeff.
This is the Stanley Parable.
Oh, 10 hours long. You know, games just aren't that long anymore.
I know. Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
All right. So we're gonna play the Stanley Parable.
The real Stanley Parable.
Which is out now. This is the real game. This is not the demo, which was separate content apparently.
Everything you're about to see.
This is not the source mod. This is a thing I just paid for on Steam with my own money.
All real content.
This is all real content.
This is all happening. So don't watch it if you don't want to spoil the Stanley Parable.
Yeah, I mean it's an exploration game, as it says right here in their product release information.
Right at the bottom.
You know that. I've played the demo, so I feel like I have that sense of what this is, and I don't.
You know, I'm just gonna say, if you're watching this, and feel free to jump out anytime you want, man. Just you're like, I want to get in on this game. Okay, I've seen enough.
Oh shit! All right, I'm gonna turn it off. All right, sorry. Spoilers. Resolution. I'm resolving.
So wait, what's going on here? So you're playing the Stanley Parable, playing the Stanley Parable?
I'm not really sure.
Playing the Stanley Parable? Playing the Stanley Parable. Raw mouse input.
Did I win yet?
Why would you disable all that?
It starts disabled, I guess.
Yeah, all right.
You may want to turn on subtitles?
Yeah, I might want to turn on subtitles.
Is that how you win? This game's weird, man. Yeah, full captions. Cough. All right.
I don't think you want full captions.
Let's see what they are.
Isn't that where you like point at stuff and it'll tell you what it is?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Spoilers.
The end is loading.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Turn my headphones up.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building.
Oh, that was me. You can turn me up a little bit too.
Employee number 427.
I like this already. I'm a fan.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
See, if I were watching this at home, I would probably stop now. Say, this looks of about the right quality of atmosphere that I would want to check this out.
Drew, can we get a little more game audio in the mix?
Stanley was happy, but yeah.
I'm hearing Vinny blaring, but Stanley quiet.
Yeah,
there we go.
I'm gonna turn myself down a bit.
Yeah.
If I hit you,
You're two. I'm three. There you go. That's I'm
good. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor.
Brad ran away.
Yeah, he didn't want to see any part of this.
Instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Oh, Stanley.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
That's a big prompt.
It is. That's a really low resolution monitor. I'm gonna disobey that very first caption where it said he stepped out of his office by not stepping out of the office.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
Yep.
You stay here as long as you need to.
I'm gonna.
They'll come for you when they're ready.
Yeah. What are you gonna do after we record this quick look?
I was thinking about maybe getting a bite to eat.
That's what I've been thinking. I was hoping you would say that.
Kind of lunch agenda. I've got a meeting for lunch.
Really?
After this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got high-level meetings.
I was gonna say maybe if you wanted to go somewhere and get food, but if you've already got plans, then I guess that's okay.
Well, it's a budget meeting for lunch to figure out how much we spend on lunch today.
Next steps for lunch budget.
See if I can get lunch. You know, fill in here. Maybe if we don't get lunch on Friday, I can get a bigger lunch today.
We're gonna need 11,500 lunches.
Before this quick look's done.
Yeah.
Terrible. A terrible, terrible thing. Well,
I was thinking about moving. I was thinking about stepping out of the office.
You're giving in? The game has won.
Stanley stood for a long time in one spot. It's part of a game. He likes to see how long he can go without dying. So far, he's doing excellent. And if he just stays right where he is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
So from what I've played of the demo, that seems like that's the thing with this game. Is that they are trying to account for action, inaction, obeying kind of what the story is leading you into, and disobeying.
Well, that sounds right up my alley.
I'm gonna start moving now.
Okay. You broke it. What do you got? Got movement controls, but no clicky E?
No, it's mouse 1 is kind of the interact with
Stanley
thing.
simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that.
Is that clock really going?
No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by,
Is the clock still going?
he no longer had the ability to tell.
Same, okay.
But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Ah.
You won? Wait. Did it just reload you? What time is it now? Yeah, you're previously there.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Partition Corp.
Jump out the window.
No matter how hard Stanley looked,
You can't
he
jump.
couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
It's like the first 2 Skylanders games.
Glide out the window.
A lot of pencil sharpeners.
Yeah, there must be a lot of pencils. Who knows? Who farted? Who farted? That's the big question.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Whoever smelt it, dealt it.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley. Turn that computer off. Not that one, anymore. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Is that?
That's me. I'm allergic to good games. Yeah. Uh-oh. 420, bro! Ow! We're all in here. Don't let Stanley in.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
See, now it's just now
talking down to
now
you.
you're just being a dick.
Yeah, just-
Me too. There's a ladder. Imagine
a
what I
ladder,
could do if I
that's
had a ladder.
Ladder leading up to the moon. Oh. Aperture science.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, obviously enter the door on behind you. Close them both.
I can't close them.
Can't close them?
No.
Go in and then try and come back out.
I mean, they're probably figuring that you'll just take the right because
Yeah.
you can. So that means I should take the left.
Yeah. The poison.
But then I'll just be doing what they said.
You've got an immunity to iocane powder. Go to the left. And then walk back, try and walk back out before it closes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh!
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
What are those tips for getting fired?
decided to go up to his boss's office.
No, those are tips for not getting
hoping
fired.
He might find an answer there.
What is hot?
Profits. Oh boy.
It's pretty good.
Some commentary here, huh?
A little bit. Work harder.
Oh, wow.
We're broke Wednesday.
Yep. Marketing Mondays.
That's every day is Marketing Monday.
Get Chris out of the broom closet.
Papers are too synergized. Okay.
That's fun.
Yeah. Synergize core value. Yeah, monetize free to play. Yep.
Is Chris still in there?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Did say the boss's office was up.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do.
What's under the steps? Under the steps. Goblins.
I already went left.
Oh man, get in that car.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post
Can't get in that
during
car?
work hours. He
No.
might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy,
Left their
why
lifetime.
had he taken that risk?
Because
All
otherwise there wouldn't be a
because
light
he
source in this
believed
room.
Everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him
pretty heavy.
wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Well,
He wasn't going to lose his
wait,
job.
you're going in a circle?
He wasn't crazy after all.
It's
He thought to
repeating.
himself,
Just
"I
as he
suppose
said.
I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid." So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it
This is very
particularly
Hitchhiker's Guide.
strange.
Yep.
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
I've done that.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was
different.
that, of course, this was not a dream.
The copier was here
Could it
before,
be?
wasn't it?
Was Stanley
no, I
simply
thought the copier
deceiving
was in the
himself,
hallway.
believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
But
Now,
time's still
hearing the
progressing,
voice
right? Those
speak
clocks.
these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
Yeah, probably.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
those clocks.
Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too, surely.
like
surely,
2:30-ish.
if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back. the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Wonder what would have happened if I'd gone upstairs.
Dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
It's not okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Probably somewhere around
and everything went
the same
black.
time. Oh, well.
This is the story of a woman named Mariela.
DLC?
Mariela woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that
What if I'd taken the door on the right?
She thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay. What? So I guess that counts as an ending,
I
huh?
guess so. Gonna try a slightly different path.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
You want to
This
take,
isn't
which,
the right
you want to take the door on the
office,
right this time?
Is this Stanley's office?
Wait, is dialogue different?
Oh, yeah, maybe it is. Oh.
Well, one of the other computers did that too.
Yeah, but now it has 2 blocks because I interacted with the first one last time.
Oh.
And it was this computer last time.
Curious.
There's that ladder.
It's like 20 after 11 again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
In there.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Eh.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What's to your right? Oh boy.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Jeez. Yep.
That he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
All right, I don't know if we should play any more of this. Like, I feel like this is the fun of it.
Well, what if we went to the door on the left and then went to the upstairs?
All right. Well, no. How about
Stanley simply couldn't.
Instead, I
handle
closed the door.
Yeah.
What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had
Again.
never
All
been
right.
trained
Yeah.
for that.
So
No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now is to
I think my word, like, I don't know how much
nothing will
there is to the game, right? I don't know how much we'd even be showing.
in here.
Yeah.
I can be happy for
well, the demo was longer than what we've played
Than
so
jumping
far.
off
so,
a ledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
hours
So
passed, then days. Had years gone by, he no longer had the ability to tell.
cool.
One thing he knew for sure.
I want to play the rest of this right now.
Well,
But
what you think? There's an end to it? Like a
I mean, we've already seen
yeah. So
something that ended the game, I guess.
He will be
So
how much is it? Do you know?
right now, I think it's $12. It's on sale for
just a little
another
bit closer.
handful of days here, and then it'll go up to probably 15 if I had to guess. But yeah, it is available now on Steam.
Very cool. Do you want to check out that door? Check out that door. Check out that computer.
sure.
See if it's got the blips on it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, phone's ringing, dude.
which is this one?
No, around the different phone, maybe? The analog phone? Oh.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Why would
That's not Stanley's office.
music stopped?
Wait, they have the computer.
I think it wasn't in this room. Yeah, we'll turn that one off, but it was in here.
Oh.
Neither of these are the input computers, though.
Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his. Oh no! Oh no! 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 Nothing.
It's kind of weird that it cuts itself off like
Yeah.
that.
I'm going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That's a hell of a floor.
All right, let's stop here.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So Stanley Parable's out now.
Very cool. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah. Thanks, Vinny.